Yo, my wonderful people, good morning to you all. Oh, please listen to this breaking news. This one is coming from the so-called or self-acclaimed leader of Ohanaeze Ohanaeze Ndiefulefu, whichever way we choose to call them. Ohanaeze crisis. For P2B to do this, it shows he is a complete hypocrite. This one is coming from Okechukwu Iseguzoro. I don't know what is wrong with this man. You always talk with two sides of your mouth. Today you will support P2B, tomorrow you will castigate him. Tomorrow they will see you with Tunumbu. The next day you will turn and be with Atiku. This man, it seems like even the Ohanaeze themselves have already come out and denounced you. You are not a publicity secretary or whatever you claim to be. So what is your problem? That is the question. Please, all the obedient in the house, help me ask this man, I be this impostor. What is his problem? That is a part of our headline this morning. So my wonderful people, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are at this point in time. They are hearing the voice of Okute Daily Talk in this early Friday morning broadcast, TGIF. Thank God it is Friday. So my wonderful people, if you never subscribe to my channel, endeavor to do that as soon as possible. Make sure you turn on the notification button to tell you the notified time I go live or post something on this channel or any other channel related to Okute Daily Talk. Please, if you don't mind, let us do what to take other headlines. We have to keep hit the ground running. According to Agbado, when he was asked what he would do in his 100 days in office, the only thing he said, first day, he hit the ground running. Second day, the ground will continue running. The third day, the ground will continue running. One day, the ground will run finish. The only hole we go see everywhere. This word, no balance. So, my wonderful people, make on hear this one. Oh, they don't formulate another one against P2B. Obedient in the house. I have another. I hope that they hear me very well. Why Abubakar Awudo's son apologized to P2B? This one is coming from Onifade. Another one we have here. The national chairman of the party, which is Julius Abure, he don't storm Labour Party secretariat and resumes as national chairman. Whether not true, I be no be true, but this one is just the headline. Later, we go expatiate what really happened. Whether the court have given him permission to go back as a national Labour Party chairman or not, we will see that when we come back. Election Tribunal, is it 1.5 million naira P2B can't pay? Labour Party say Arab and big queries. If you cannot pay it, if you have the interest of the party at heart, why not go and pay? As simple as that. This one is very simple. I know you are more than 1.5 million. And P2B, even if you have P2B for 1.5 billion, just for the election materials, for him to view it, who does that, and which country, and which constitution state that Obi must pay 1.5 million naira before he can have access to the election materials, which you claimed the APC won. So this one, no matter for when we come back. Another one we hear, APC leader. They don't stand against Tunumbu appointing Kwankwaso as member of cabinet for this incoming government. Then the other one we have here, according to EFCC boss, where his name be Abdul Rashid Bawa, he said, and I quote, I am not 100% clean, but I dare you to expose me if you have any facts. EFCC boss tackles Governor Metawale of Zamfara State. So my wonderful people, please, this one is so early. I don't want us to talk too much. Let us go straight into the business of the day. A chieftain of the Ohanaeze Ndigbo, not a chieftain of Mazi Okechukwu Iseguzoro. He is just what will I call it? He is an impostor, because Ohanaeze Ndigbo general, both Imobio and the rest of them have come out and said this man, nobody giving him office. He's using Ohanaeze Ndigbo to do what? To do his normal business of running from one politician to the other. So he is not a chieftain. I'm sorry to use that word. Ohanaeze Ndigbo that is out there. Despite the fact say Ohanaeze Ndigbo, that them don't turn to Ndiefulefu, because if they have law, if they truly they don't know this man will not be parading himself as an officer of that very organization. So all of us have a secret. That is why you people cannot do him anything. Mazi Okechukwu Iseguzoro has berated the presidential candidate of the Labour Party over his actions in the crisis rocking the Apex Igbo Social Cultural Organization. Iseguzoro argued that Obi's presence in what he described as the illegal presentation of Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu as the new president of Ohanaeze reeked of hypocrisy. Now, so you talk about, we don't know whether that's true or not. The chieftain, anyway, let me correct that impression. Obi can go anywhere. Even if you ask Obi now, say, make it go where they bury somebody alive. He must be present. or make he go where they don't cut off somebody's head. He must be present, because I don't tell him say our able president you be a shawo. He do the waka waka. He don't get grudges. He don't get enemy. Obi is like water. Water don't get enemy. So my brother, you cannot blame the old man, be the young man. The chieftain, who is the Secretary General of the Chidi Ibe, led Ohanaeze Ndigbo, lamented that he does not understand the reason the former Anambra State Governor, who is in court to reclaim his mandate over alleged illegality during the 2023 presidential election, could back illegality in the Ohanaeze crisis. This Ohanaeze crisis, I never hear anything that they are having crisis. It's only this Okechukwu Isuguzoro always here to speak about the crisis of Ohanaeze, about how Emmanuel Iwanyanwu have been made the President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo through the back door. I don't understand. Speaking via statement made available to Nigeria News on Thursday morning, Isuguzoro insisted that Obi's move has shown that he is after his personal interest and not that of Ndigbo. Who tell you? Who tell you? Even you that is making this statement, how many political parties have you run to simply because you want to let them know that Ohanaeze Ndigbo they support them? You come out today and make a statement, and tomorrow night you come and say they want to kill you simply because you said the truth. Which truth he said? Because you go collect money. He said for Peter Obi to show up during the purported appointment of Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu as Ohanaeze President General smart of the city, according to the same Okechukwu Isuguzoro. Ohanaeze constitution is clear on how a President General should be replaced. However, none of the procedures was followed by the Obioso faction. What we saw is the word appointment, which does not exist in the laxation of Ohanaeze Ndigbo General, according to Okechukwu Isuguzoro. Then what we have seen, even if we ignore others who were present during that charade, that cannot be said of Obi, who claims to be against any form of illegality in the choosing of leaders, according to Isuguzoro. But contrarily, he was conspicuously present during the Enugu event, where the Ohanaeze constitution was turned upside down. This has exposed Peter Obi as a man who is only after his personal interest and not that of Ndigbo. Are you sure? Okay, now let's keep going. He supports injustice and illegality when it suits his ego and interest, but shout blue murder when he feels even the best of the system will not serve his ambition. Now, so we take Siambo. It will be recalled Iwanyanwu was appointed as a replacement for Prof. Obioso, who passed on after battling an ailment. This one are the news, so where we can come for now this Friday morning. Back on another touch on a dial, because we still have other news that are going to bring to the table this Friday morning. Why Abubakar's sons apologized? Why Abubakar Awudu's sons apologized to Peter Obi? Ndiefulefu insist. And they hear them, so make on do what? Make on just they use this one. They step down because an imposter again have appeared. The son of the late Prince Abubakar Awudu, former governor of Kogi State, Mustafa Awudu, has issued an apology to Labour Party presidential candidate, where he named Peter Obi, for making a false claim about having a telephone conversation with him. The spokesman for the Obidati media office, Darren Onifade, revealed this in a statement. Make sure that they hear the news in full. Reports had circulated that claiming that Obi had called Awudu and that during the conversation, Obi rudely hung up on Awudu while he was asking some questions. However, Onifade clarified that no such call actually took place and that Awudu's son had spoken with an impostor who is claiming to be Peter Obi. According to Onifade, the issue was clarified in court on Wednesday when Awudu met with Obi at the court premises. For those who have been concerned about the false allegation that Peter Obi abruptly ended a phone call with the son of former governor Abubakar Awudu of Kogi, it is important to know that no call occurred between between the two this morning. Make on the Haramo and so the thing take be. The young man was brought before Peter Obi at the court premises today, and he realized that he has spoken with a scammer as Peter Obi was still in the air, returning from London at the time the alleged call took place. The young Awudu expressed deep apologies. Onifade have explained this is what happens at the court premises. Julius Abure storms Labour Party secretariat to he don't resume office as the national chairman. Let us see how and what happens. The suspended national chairman of the Labour Party, Julius Abure, on Thursday stormed the party's national secretariat in Abuja and resumed duties. According to the news, Nigeria News understand that Abure returned along with some other suspended national officers to assume their various positions. Addressing a press conference at the party secretariat on the development, Abure justified his decision to return to the office by claiming the Federal Capital Territory High Court's order suspending him can no longer be enforced because the party had appealed the ruling before the Court of Appeal. By implication, he claimed the High Court no longer has jurisdiction over this very matter. Also, Abure denied allegations by Lamidi Apapa, led faction of the party, that he collected 500 million naira to endorse Godswill Akpabio for the seat of the 10th National Assembly Senate President. Furthermore, he denied allegations that he is behind the attack in Apapa and his team at the Presidential Election Tribunal on Wednesday. We're gonna hear this our old Haggard native doctor. I don't know what is wrong with you. I beg, go back to your shrine. We will come there to patronize you. According to the Labour Party chairman, a cursory look at the originating summons which is pending before the High Court of Abuja, Apapa and his cohorts asking that the court, upon granting their relief in the final judgment of the to direct the next National Executive Council to appoint interim national officers for the party. Out of desperation, they are not patient enough to wait for the outcome of the final judgment, but employs self-help and appoint themselves as the national officers of the party, whereby they have been paid to come and sabotage the same party they are fighting for. This life no balance, yo. However, our objection to the court jurisdiction was overruled by Justice J. Muazu of the Federal High Court, Abuja, on the 12th of May. On the same day, we filed a notice of appeal. Then, on Wednesday, 17th May, the appeal was entered at the Court of Appeal number CA/ABJ/CV/559/2023, according to Abure. Also, we have filled our appellant brief of argument, which has been served on the trial courts. On the hearing, so Lamidi Apapa make his step aside though, because the real owner of the party or the real chairman of the party have taken over his office. By necessary implications, the Federal Capital Territory High Court in Maitama ceases to have jurisdiction over the matter. The matter is now on the cause list of the Court of Appeal. So what the High Court judge is expected to do is to adjourn the matter sine die. Hey, well, I know they finish you. It is worthy of note that in 2021, in Suleiman v. APC's report in NWLR 2023, 5 NWLR 2211 and 416 Supreme Court, same Justice Muazu wrongly assumed jurisdiction. His decision jettisoned by the Court of Appeal and the Supreme. This report was communicated, but surprisingly, he went ahead to assume jurisdiction. However, having appealed and filed a motion for stay, which has been served on the judge, I and my colleagues have now fully assumed our constitutional responsibilities as the national officers of our party. What we told Akpabio, this one is Julius Abure speaking. Abure, while denying receiving any money from Senator Godswill Akpabio to endorse his Senate and presidency ambition, said it is normal to listen to what any political party has to say. He added that they made it clear during the meeting that the responsibility of choosing the Senate president lies within the newly elected legislators in the office. An opposition party, political party says it is coming to visit you. It is not that you listen to what they are coming to say, and so we obliged them the opportunity to solicit our support, but we made it abundantly clear that the responsibility to appoint Senate presidency is that of a legislature, and I want to make it very clear that no money was given, Abure said. Arabambi, he don't hold another parallel press conference concerning this very matter. In related development, the expelled former publicity secretary of the Labour Party, Abayomi Arabambi, during a separate press conference, accused the Abure-led faction of conniving with the All Progressive Congress and accepting 500 million naira to promote Akpabio's bid for the Senate presidency. He said the refusal of Abure and his team to submit the party's member list to the Independent National Electoral Commission before the deadline may put the party in danger of losing the governorship and the senatorial seats it had won in Abia and Kano State, respectively. Arabambi, who alleged he and his colleagues have been receiving death threats if they ever visited the tribunal again, also accused Abure and Labour Party presidential candidate P2B of denying them access to party funds by changing the signatories to the account. What is Abure doing with Akpabio? These are the people they took to court, claiming they have a stolen mandate. They are playing on the intelligence of Nigerians. Obi will not see now that they are working against the party because all of them will share in the money they collected. We may lose the only governor we have, which is in Abia, and also our position in Kano because Abure failed to submit the register in line with the Electoral Act. We have been receiving threats to life, warning us to stay away from the tribunal. You saw what happened there yesterday, but we will go there. Whatever they want to do to us, they should do to us, according to Abayame Arabambi stating. Election Tribunal, is it 1.5 million naira P2B can to pay? Labour Party's Arabambi queries. The suspended National Publicity Secretary of the Labour Party, Dr. Abayomi Arabambi, has questioned why the presidential candidate of the party, P2B, cannot pay the 1.5 million naira fees required by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to release the necessary documents for the pre-hearing at the Presidential Election Tribunal. According to him, Obi and the Labour Party's refusal to pay the fees raises suspicion about the party's will to hear the case against the President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Nigerian news gathered that Arabambi asserted that Obi and the Labour Party were deceiving Nigerian youths in believing they are fighting for a lost mandate. He said the development, which was revealed by the lead counsel to Obi, Professor Levi Uzuku, who deceptive and employed to deny Nigerians the mandate of the party in the Presidential Election Tribunal hearing. It will be recalled that Uzoku had yesterday prayed the court to compel INEC to release the information the legal team needs for the hearing of the case. But the INEC legal team as well accused Obi's team of refusal to pay 1.5 million naira, which was the fees required to release the needed information for hearing. Reacting to the position, Arabambi noted that if the Labour Party under the leadership of Julius Abure failed to comply with the court directive on pre-hearing, it may impact negatively on the case of its presidential candidate P2B, according to the news we are having this morning. He said, something happened at the election tribunal yesterday. It is unfortunate that the lead lawyer will write letter to INEC that they do not have 1,500,000 to pay, knowing fully well that the pre-hearing season will terminate on Sunday. That means if we fail to do the needful, our petition will be dismissed. Now that what will 13 SAN be doing till April 17, when they were asked to meet INEC, collect all necessary documents, only for their lead counsel to say, oh, I have just been able to get 30% of the documents requested for. The INEC lead counsel said they invited him on Friday. He said he was at a party. A learned silk, Professor Ananaba went on behalf of them. They asked him to come on Monday. They did not show up. Tuesday, they did not show up. Only for them to come to court on Wednesday, where Prof. Levy was asking the court for extension, which the court ruled yesterday that they will not extend it in line with the Electoral Act, that it will only take 14 days, and they told them the court will not sit on Saturday and Sunday. Today is Thursday. We have Friday and Saturday. So how do we now work together? How do we get all these documents so that we can now go to the hearing season? Because once we fail to cross the hurdle of the hearing season, our petition will be dismissed. They know that they were doing, they know what they were doing. How can you say Obi cannot afford 1.5 million naira? They are either working for PDP or working for APC, according to you. They just want to deceive the youth of Nigeria to be following their deceptive nature, and this was evidence yesterday. They accused our executive of collecting money from APC. Yesterday, Akpabio and deputy chairman of the APC went to visit them and they accepted him. What do you want them to do? To reject them or what? Listen to me. If you are in my opposition, you call for a meeting, I will gladly accept the invitation. But the truth there is that to accept what you are saying or the agenda which brought you for me to support your party is what I cannot do, because that is anti-party activities. So I don't know how these people reason. And they call you Dr. Arabambe. I mean, where do you school? Everything must we turn everything to be politics. Must we politicize everything? APC leader stands against Tinubu appointing Kwankwaso as cabinet member. A prominent leader of the All Poverty Congress APC in Kano, Abdulmajid Kwamanda, has expressed his opposition to the president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu by appointing the presidential candidate of the New Nigerian People's Party (NNPP), Rabiu Kwankwaso, into any position within his cabinet. Nigeria News had earlier reported that during a meeting between Tinubu and Kwankwaso in France, they discussed the possibility of the former governor of Kano State joining the president's select cabinet once he assumes office later this month. Addressing reports in Kano on Thursday, Kwamanda made it clear that the party in the entire Northwest Zone will not welcome Kwankwaso into the cabinet. He cautioned that if the president-elect were to consider the NNPP candidate for a position, the party in the region will withdraw its support. Kwamanda stated, "We in the Northwest do not welcome Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso to our party, APC. We do not accept the idea of Bola Tinubu giving him any appointment, even as low as messenger in our dear party. Should Tinubu ignore our outcry and appoint Kwankwaso, we are going to disrupt the entire APC in the North and withdraw our support for him." He emphasized a strong sentiment within the Northwest region, asserting that the party will not accept Kwankwaso's inclusion in the APC. Kwamanda emphasized the investments of efforts, integrity, and dignity by the North in mobilizing voters to support Tinubu. He expressed disappointment that despite their efforts, the people do not vote for a fellow Northerner, only for Kwankwaso to be considered for an appointment by Tinubu. Kwamanda concluded by warning Tinubu that if he were to ignore their call and appoint Kwankwaso, the party in the Northwest region would turn their backs on the APC and Tinubu. He reiterated that they did not welcome Kwankwaso into the APC and would not support any appointment for him, according to the news we got this morning. I am not 100% clean, but I dare you to expose me if you have any facts. EFCC boss tackles Governor Matawale. Matawale. The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Abdulrasheed Bawa, has dared the governor of Zamfara State, Bello Matawale, to expose him if he has facts against him or evidence against him. According to the news, Nigeria News recalls that on Wednesday, Matawale had called for the resignation of the EFCC boss, saying that he has questions to answer on corruption issues. Is there any of you that will come out now, as long as you're in the government house, and say you don't have any corruption issues or corruption question to answer? There is none. I doubt it. Even the lowest, even the common messenger in the villa have questions to answer. The governor appealed to the federal government to probe Bawa and the activities of the commission under him. He accused Bawa of corruptly enriching himself while asking the anti-graft boss to excuse himself and surrender for investigations. Reacting to the Ndiefulefu allegation in an interview with the BBC Hausa service monitored on Thursday in Kaduna, Bawa noted that even though no human being was 100% clean, Ndiefulefu should expose him if he has any fraud record against him. He explained the commission have their peculiar ways of investigating corrupt leaders, adding that the alleged crime of one person shouldn't be allowed to be linked to another innocent person. He said they were presently quizzing a former minister on a 25 billion naira case he was allegedly involved. And they see the kind of money where they call. And they see the kind of money where these people they call. They don't steal millions again in Nigeria. No, what the millions is like the money they used to go and buy akara. Nigerian politicians stealing millions now to them now. Even if 500 million or 900 million, it is to them. It is just money that can dash to any of their side chick. All they stole in Nigeria now is in billions of nairas. When you call them, they will settle the head, and the case becomes a story. It becomes a history. And that is why the country is in a total mess. That is why the country continue borrowing even when they have the resources to make the country great. That is why the country keep borrowing even when they have the mineral resources to make this country to be one of the best in the wide whole world, not even in the Africa. But their corruption will never allow them to do so. They will never allow them. It will never allow them to think of anything good about the country. Yet they keep on running to office every now and then. What are they going there to do? Just to siphon public funds. And nobody will question them, because the authority that will question them is also under probing. Who will stand for them? Is it the judges that have been bribed? Is it their own colleagues in the office that have the same case? Or more probably they have shared that money together. We will be the one to question him. And the problem there is this: why the country can never be good? Because anyone that siphon money going out from that very office, he will replace himself with another person whom he can trust that will never expose him. And that is why we keep on growing from bad to worst. Nigeria, which way forward? And how long can we continue like this? That is the question our so-called politicians need to ask themselves. Nigeria is not getting better. From 1960 to date, there's no anything like progress has been recorded in Nigeria so far. Nothing. It keeps going down and down and down. Anyway, my wonderful people, I don't want to take much of your time. Please, here I will take back my car and I go ahead and go. So, as you watch, please subscribe, share, like, and also comment. I'll be right back again with another blockbuster. Have a nice day. I am signing out. Bye for now, my people. Kemesiano.